Okay, a quick stupid well, not even a stupid bowling opinion. I'd call this a no. It's let's keep on with the stupid bowling opinions kind of deal. This is stupid and sleep deprived bowling opinions. By the way, before I start rolling, a couple things. Um, if you are bored and you want something in the background, I'm speedrunning all day today on Twitch. After who would have thought a bowling date I'm going on. After that bowling date, I'm gonna be streaming on Twitch TV slash Joseph. Joseph being like all lower caps. Gonna be speedrunning Earthbound and Final Fantasy Legend 2, and I'm gonna commit to getting a PB in one of them because I'm hot as fire on both of those games right now. Like, I can increase my times by several minutes, both of those. So I decided to take today to do that because I got a no tap tournament tomorrow. So yeah. Also, this video is sponsored by, not really sponsored, but I want to kind of plug it. The KBK Handicap Sport Shot series. If you're in the North Florida area, East Florida area, Jacksonville area, they do tournaments around that area and Daytona and stuff like that, and they do this particular one's for 4-game sweepers. They usually do 4 or 5-game sweepers. It's handicap and sport, so you get a nice little sport average. Patterns are extremely challenging. They test your skills and not your luck, like house shots do, and other stuff like that. Awesome events. I always bowl them whenever I can, whenever I'm in the vicinity, whenever they come to town where I'm at. I go with that too. So if you want to just kind of see if you can make some money bowling, go to it. It's fun. The guy who runs it's called, his name is Curtis Hughes. Curtis with a K, and Hughes, Hughes, I believe. Yeah. And he's on Facebook. You can go ahead and look him up on Facebook if you want. And there you go. And hopefully, let's go ahead and transition proper here. Hopefully his next event doesn't take place at a Bowlero center. That's what we're talking about today. Bowlero must be stopped. If you watching this right now are interested in bowling leagues throughout the rest of this decade, 2020s, then don't give a single dollar to any given Bowlero center. Bowlero is out to end leagues for good. Okay, Jar Raymond was talking about this about a week or so ago, and he was saying that, and he was saying this, and he was actually factual about it, is that bowling centers don't make monies. Sleep deprivation, people. And I got to stream all day today. How you like that? So, bowling centers make more money off of open bowlers than they do league bowlers. It's true. Because if you're in a good league with very low lineage, which most leagues now don't have that. Like most leagues, the lineage, it's going to be at least, let's see, what's 15 out of 20? 75%? 75% of your league fees will be in lineage at most. Some of it can be as high as 80%, 90% even. I actually include the secretary fee in the lineage because the secretary fee is dumb. It shouldn't be any higher than like 50 cents. And some of these leagues, they have a secretary fee as high as like $1.25, $1.50. What? Bruh, get me to be the secretary of that. That's some passive income for my ass. But yes, so Bowlero is now saying, I even have leagues because let's just have open bowlers. We'll make way more money that way, and we'll market our stuff to a different demographic and stuff like that. But the problem is that Bowlero, it's just it's common greed. It's greed. It's greed at the expense of it's greed at the expense of the common person. So so with Bowlero, they're saying, if we don't even need to have leagues, we just have open bowling, make more money doing open bowling than just not having leagues at all. So most Bowleros right now, they only have leagues during the week and not on weekends, which is dumb. Bowling centers should have leagues every day, and they should have different leagues, and not just one league that has the whole house. Depends how big the house is, obviously, and that's the problem. Is that a lot of these Bowleros are like some of the biggest houses in bowling, and when something gets that corporate and something, that's corporate greed is what I was talking about, not common greed, corporate greed, okay? Which is different than individual greed. I'm all about individual greed, but corporate greed is god awful. I despise everything about corporate greed. So if Bowlero is going to be getting away with all that, for a fact they're going to start buying out centers. That's why you shouldn't support them at all. Don't give them a single red cent of your money. And I don't care where it is, whether it's here in the U.S., whether it's out in Europe or in the eastern places and stuff like that. Do not give Bowlero any money at all. Even if you want practice. If you want practice and the only place you can practice at is Bowlero, then don't practice today. Practice another day where your non-Bowlero center is open. Okay? That's item number 1. Item number 2. So I'm a fan of 10-pin life, okay? I don't dislike 10-pin life. Yeah, 10-pin life. I thoroughly enjoyed his coverage of one of the ladies' tournaments. I think that was really cool. I actually am a bigger fan of women bowlers than of guy bowlers because their egos aren't as inflated. They're a little more approachable. I bowl in Megabucks tournaments over in the Tampa area, and I run into women bowlers like Verity Crawley all the time, and I think I even met Daria Payok a couple times too. I remember running into Shannon O'Keefe, who's part of the inside bowling team, the backstage bowling team. I remember about 20 years ago when I bowled for college, I met Stephanie Nation. Well, she was Stephanie Nation then. Now she's Stephanie Johnson. And, they were all really cool bowlers. They're all really cool people. You know what I mean? Verity even remembered me from the last Megabucks tournament I bowled around her. She was like, oh, aren't you the, and they go yeah, that was me. I bowled, next to her pair, and I outshot her by 50 pins, and I remember saying to her, I said, that's still going to be the first, last, and only time I ever shoot higher than you. She's like, yeah, you're probably right, because she's all, because she's from British. That was my horrible attempt at a British accent. Anyways, at 10-pin life and I think his name is Ben. Ben just made 2 videos where he was just stroking USBC. I'm taking exception to that. USBC is doing very questionable things as of late. Okay? And I said this in my pilot stupid bowling opinions video, and I'm probably gonna keep saying it's gonna probably be a common thread in most of my stupid bowling opinions video, whether it's and if it's covering bowling issues and stuff. Okay, there's gonna be other stuff about like mechanics, and like my spare shooting one with single pins. I'm gonna make another one of those about how my next stupid bowling opinions is gonna be about how if you're speed dominant, you have pretty much no choice but to do 6-step approach. Like, I'm gonna make a video on that pretty soon. So I took exception to 10 Pin Life's like last 2 videos because they were clearly supporting USBC, which is nothing if not. They're nothing if that. I mean, like, you want to talk about a corporate entity taking advantage of their public. USBC's been getting away with that for a lot longer than the last 3 or 4 months. Okay? Them just magically disallowing six balls all from Storm, just because it failed their durometer test, not a different durometer test like maybe the one that the center could use. Those are traits that entities that are drunk with power develop. Okay, like let's say I start taking a lot of freelance writing jobs and I get too many freelance writing jobs. That's what I do for a living. I do freelance writing, and right now I'm kind of juggling in between, writing 2 books for people, and I'm writing some blogs, some blog posts for another guy and someone else wants to sign up. You know what I mean? I got about so I'm juggling about 3 or 4 different projects. But let's 10x that. Okay, let's say I'm juggling 30 or 40 projects. Okay, now I need to outsource my work. How bad of a person would I be if I underpaid these individuals? If I said that they were plagiarizing and I needed them to revise everything they wrote and wouldn't pay them for that, or if I didn't give them credit, like if they wanted to use something they wrote for me as a sample for their freelance writing business, and I said, "Yo, you can't do that." How bad of a person would it make me if I was drunk with power like that? Another great example. I used to be a shift manager, right? For a retail place, just a gas station, for about 3 or so years. And I didn't have a lot of authoritative power. I didn't have the ability to like write employees up and stuff like that. But let's say I did have that ability. Okay, let's say I actually was a manager there. Let's say I actually didn't own the place, but let's say I managed the place. Let's say I ran the place, and let's say I did have the ability to dock paychecks and write employees up and fire anyone I wanted, and cut hours of anyone I wanted. How bad of a person would that make me if I started doing that? And we sit here and accept those same kind of actions from USBC. It's funny, I was in Darren Tang's Discord, and so USBC, I guess, they're big fans of Brunswick, which is actually pretty bittersweet for me since I'm also a big fan of Brunswick bowling balls. I've succeeded a lot by throwing them, and so Brunswick has come out with 2 new balls from their Attitude line. So they're bringing back the Attitude line that was very popular for them in the late 90s and early 2000s, and they're coming out with a urethane one. They're coming out with a pearl one. I might actually get the pearl one. We'll see. But so USBC tweeted that here's Brunswick coming out with their cool new urethane ball, and it said we've discovered that, or we came out with this really cool ball, and then someone, I guess either jokingly or not jokingly, said to USBC, retweet it. They said, "Oh, clever choice of words," and USBC just blocked them immediately. like without any second question, without any second thought. If you're a corporate entity like USBC, how is that not an abuse of power? How is that representing your organization well, and like bringing and adhering to a culture where you can have open discussion, even at snide comments like that. That's like, it's a black eye. And for 10-Pin Life to go ahead and make 2 videos kind of like, nut hugging USBC, like where are his values? And I feel like I'm talking to a friend who I'm really disappointed in. Like if one of your buddies was abusing their power like that, like I said, like I'm using the store manager analogy again. Like, would you not call them out for being so authoritarian in their decision making and stuff like that? I would if one of my buddies was doing that. And since us as bowlers rely on USBC to make our scores count for tournaments, which I think is retarded and dumb. I use really colorful language because this channel is very, very underground. I don't give a flying dick. I try to refrain, but when I'm this passionate, like, I can't. Anyone who supports USBC is just... oh my god, like, pay attention. I begrudgingly bowl in USBC leagues. This way I can bowl in certain tournaments that require you to have a USBC average. Okay? Like next year I want to go to a couple more regionals. For that, I need to have an average. Okay, that's cool. I guess I'll do that. That kind of stuff. I'll have to drop $25 on another USBC membership so I can pay for whatever. You know what I mean? It's horrible. And then I see a YouTuber who I really enjoy their content go and make content that like flies in the face of what I believe in and stuff like that, through their support for an entity that goes against everything, that goes against my values. You know what I mean? And like, I'm not saying that bowling needs to have like a Wild West kind of approach to everything, but it should definitely be more than one sanctioning body. I think we can agree with that. It shouldn't just be one sanctioning body that manages every bowler in the United States. Like that, I take great exception to that. I take great exception to that because if we had just like one political party, which not to get too political because I don't do that on this channel, I do that offline. If we had, because that's the only way you should talk about social and political stuff. Even then, even then you gotta tone it down because it's a waste of energy. Like if we had just exactly one political party and that's it, you know what I mean? Like, how messed up would that be? Well, we've been dealing with that with the USBC for decades. Decades we've been dealing with this, okay? And USBC is now starting to get away with all kinds of heinous things that no one would ever stand for if it was anything outside of bowling. Okay? Like if there was one union, or one or if we didn't have, local police and stuff like that, we just had the National Guard, and that was it. Dude, that would be hell on earth. You know, so think of it that way. Yeah, so no, this video just came across as a rant against USBC, but I have to make it. I'm going to keep making videos like this. I'm going to keep speaking out against Bowlero. I'm going to keep speaking out against USBC. As long as those two entities have maximum agency in bowlers across the United States, this sport will not be able to be played at a league level within like 5 or so years. Like, and the longer this goes on, the more catastrophizing I'm going to do about it. Okay? Because this sport, bowling, like 15 years ago when I was like at the lowest in my life, I could count on going to league and bowling with my college buddies. Okay? Even when I was at my happiest, like right now, you know what I mean, the last 4 years have been amazing for me. You know what I mean? Even during pandemic, even during C-19. Okay? Like, I was very, very thankful and very blessed that I could go back to the lanes within 3 months of the stay-at-home orders. And when I was able to do that, my bowling buddies were right there with me. You know what I mean? You're not going to have that anymore if USBC and Bowlero keep getting away with what they're getting away with. Okay? And I'm not telling anyone to go out and picket. You know, I'm not telling anyone to go out and do demonstrations and stuff. No. The best way to take action is with your wallet. Okay? With Bowlero, it's easy. You can just not give them any of your money. Okay? I will never drop a single red cent of my money at a Bowlero center. Never. Nope. Someone could invite me to a tournament and could be paying for it all. And it would be at a Bowlero tournament, and I wouldn't go to it. Why? Because it's a Bowlero center. And I know what Bowlero's agenda is. And I don't like their agenda, so therefore their agenda affects me because bowling is is a hobby that means a lot to me. So therefore that would be like, giving the enemy money. Screw that. USBC, you give them whatever you have to, you pay it, you give them whatever you have to give them, the raw minimum, you know? Like, okay, pay your little $25 a year, but speak out against them at the same time. Be like, I didn't want to do that, I had to do that. You know, that's the attitude we should be taking. That's the approach we should be taking to organizations like USBC who don't respect their public as bowlers. They don't respect their public. And they're showing it in their actions. And that is very, very, very wrong of them. And if more bowlers, even small little dinky little channels who don't follow the algorithm like I do, I'll never do that because YouTube is just like USBC in a lot of ways. I just do this just because it's fun and it relieves my boredom, you know. So like, it's whatever. But so I don't really care about speaking out against YouTube because that doesn't affect me personally. But USBC is affecting me personally, and if it's affecting you personally, then you should probably take a good half hour out of your life to get on camera and rant about it just like I'm doing. You know what I mean? And the more that we do that, the more discourse we create about it, and without attacking, without ad hominem, without anything like that, you know, without any name calling. I haven't called anybody personally, even 10-pin life, you know. If I met him in person, offline, I'd be like, hey man, I love your content. I mean, yeah, you made those two videos like kind of kissing up to USBC, but that's okay. You know, it's all right. You got your opinion. That's okay, dude. You know, that's literally what I would say to him. Okay? But if you need, yeah, but like, you gotta speak out. You gotta speak out against something that's affecting you. You really, really do. And that's like something that I That's something I follow, and you got to do it in a way that you're not affecting anybody. Okay. Only person this video is affecting is me. I'm wasting my own 30 minutes of my life. You know what I mean? So, there we go. All right, rant over. Watch my damn Twitch channel today. You get to see me. I might talk about this when I'm streaming today. So yeah, do that. And yeah, all right. I'll see you for the next stupid bowling opinion. Which actually in the next stupid bowling opinions, I'm actually gonna be responding to another bowling channel I follow called Art of Bowling. I'm gonna send him my video of my 6-step approach. I want to see what he says about it, and then I'll respond in kind. So that will be a pretty cool stupid bowling opinion. And I'm gonna actually talk to him about it and be like, yo, I'm gonna actually respond to your advice. And that'll be pretty cool doing that. So be on the lookout for that. I don't know when that's gonna be. Probably next week or something like that. A couple weeks from now. I don't know. I don't really plan these videos in advance. So just kind of do them just to alleviate boredom, like I said. Anyways, all right. Take care, everybody.